What's up, y'all? It's Asadah. You know I'll be saying things. Asadah says. That's right. We here. And I'm tell you right now, look, I gotta speak loud for you to hear me because today we got a lot to say, and we're bringing on a sister from Australia to talk about crypto. But before we start, we're going to rock and roll because you need to know what the female solution is. Because guess what? That's the platform we're on, the female solution. So without further ado, don't you go nowhere. We'll be right back after these messages about what the female solution is. Thank you, Naima Latif. We love you greatly for giving us this opportunity. See you in a minute.
Women have the power to transform this world. We can end crime and violence if we all agree to do one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talents, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the female solution.
All right, so that's a great thing. Thank you again, Naima, for giving us the platform to do this. It's like an opportunity to say the things, Asadah says, to say the things that are important. And I'm focusing on cryptocurrency for the month of July. Yes, indeed. And I'm particularly talking about the growth of crypto globally, because that's what dealing with cryptocurrency does. It kind of makes you global. Well, guess what? Today I have on a guest, and I love the way she rolls. Yes, indeed. We taking it. She one of my Aussie girls, bringing her from all the way to Australia. Hey, Donna, how are you, darling?
I'm fantastic. Thank you so much for having me.
Girl,
Amazing.
this is just an honor. Yes, it's an honor to have you because I'm going to tell you, before dealing with crypto, I didn't really know a lot about, you hear about Australia and things on commercials and on movies. But what about the real people? How about that? How about the real people? So, Don, I got you on today because we grow crypto together, and we grow crypto together in an environment called Breaking Free. So we'll deal with that a little bit. But more than anything, I want to know about you. And I know you have a little history with crypto, but I want to know what that history is. Like, how were you introduced to it, when, and all of that? Let's talk about that first.
Yeah, of course. So I think, like most people, we've all had experiences with crypto that we weren't generally happy with. I was introduced to crypto a few years ago now, and it was one of those things that looked great on the surface, and it worked well while it was up and running, but then it disappeared. And so did all our money, right? Mm-hmm. And so it was, it was a shock to me because I was like, I knew it was no like and trust with the people I went in with. Mm-hmm. And when I went in with that, I mean, we all lost money, and there were people that lost hundreds of thousands of dollars overnight. Wow. And there was no warning that it was going down. And so that was my first experience. And then my second experience was that we reinvested into another platform that I suppose I was one of the lucky ones. I did get some money out of that, but it was, again, it was fraud. And we all know that there's a lot of people running these companies that are scamming people, and they know it when they start. It's unfortunate that the people involved with that, some of us aren't wise to see the red flags. Sure. And so there's a lot of people that do get scammed and lose a lot of money. Yeah. That was my second experience with crypto. And I was like, I'm just done. I am done. I'm never doing that. None of this automatic trading, none of this, self-trading. it scared the living daylights out of me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I just didn't want anything to do with it.
Got you. I think what's so important for people to realize is that the scams in life come from, one, not knowing what you're doing. That's the first thing, not really being well versed in whatever it is that we're doing, right? But more than that, it's the people and their programs that's the scam, not the actual currency itself. And so my thing is, I really work to make sure that people know that, and that doesn't get equated like scam crypto, because we then, like you said, I'm done. I don't even want to touch it, because people have, like, what we call in Scientology, a failed purpose when it comes to crypto. They had a purpose and then it failed because of these things. But what I love now is that we can eliminate that. And I can tell based on your connection to what we're doing and how we're learning that that's not a reality, that, and I have to say, coming into crypto, for me, it's been about 7 years. How long has it been for you that you were in crypto? About the same?
Gosh.
7 years?
Yeah, it would be at least 7 years. Yeah.
Right. You know what I mean? So you talking about something that's been totally new to us, even though it's been out for 15 years, like 7 years is when it really started kind of getting out. And so you got people that were manipulating the space and doing all of that. But now we are in an environment where we can learn more. We can get a little more seasoned with crypto. And fortunately, you're in the same space that I am. How did you get here? How did you find out about the way we grow crypto and with Breaking Free?
Yeah, well, I was invited by a friend of mine who knew I wasn't interested in crypto because we had done this stuff before. Another funny story is that a number of years ago as well, probably 3 or 4 years ago, there was a platform that was helping people, but it was you were paid off a smart contract, supposedly. That was interesting because then the person who owned it didn't exist, and so that was kind of my last straw. And then she invited me to this, and she said to me, "Look, I know you don't like crypto, and the currency, but I'd really like you to take a look at this." And she said, "I think it would be something that you would enjoy doing." And I said, "Look, I've got a lot going on. My husband's just broken his back. I'm looking after him full time. Plus he's got this other lung disease where he needs my help all the time." And I said, "I really don't have that bandwidth to do anything." She's like, "Look, I get it, but what if you just come in? What if you just come in, take a look around and go from there?" And I was like, "Look, we know that it was literally a very minimal cost to get in." And I said, "Look, I'll just do it." Like, it was more as a favor. Right? So I went in and I joined, and I said, "Okay, this looks promising." And I invited a couple of people along, and they joined as well. And then I put my husband in, and because I said I would help them. So I said, "If you join, I will put my husband under one of them," because I could only put him under one.
Okay.
And I said, "I'll put my husband under you, and then we'll go from there." And that was how it started. Like, straight away, you already upgrade, because I'd already put 2 people in, right?
Okay.
And then I started helping those people to upgrade.
Okay.
To enjoy the process as well. Because let's face it, we want to be having fun. We want to enjoy what we're doing. And that was basically the story on me starting in this Breaking Free system, which I'm so grateful for.
I love it. I love it.
I'm in that other one I just mentioned before. They were talking about smart contracts and blockchains and, supposed to be decentralized. And I'm like, what are they talking about? Like, what does that mean?
Right.
And since starting Breaking Free, that image literally says it. I've just run with it, because it is so easy to understand the education of what all of that means, smart contracts, blockchains, cryptocurrency itself and how that works, but also, just learning so much more from the author of the book, Tony Bello, who has set this up in such a way that we are all able to pay such a limited minimal fee to start, and then we actually get paid to take the next step.
Yeah.
So it was like, what? What is that?
I love it. It's just so elementary, right? It's so funny. I wanted to get into crypto, but I think I want to get into that a little later because we are talking about this ecosystem that we're in. And I think a lot of times people they hear a little bit about what we're doing and they go, wait a minute, is that a multi-level marketing company? Is that and I'm like, calm all that down. No, because me as a woman in business, I've always been in like these types of organizations where you got to find people and all of that, right? Which is it's a business model. So people don't get scared. It's like, it's been around for time immemorial, from Mary Kay to whatever. But what I love is that unlike these other entities, these other organizations, you paying out money every month in membership fees or getting soaps or whatever. But in this stead, you're just buying a book. And then next thing you know, the authors are giving you money. Like that, to me, I've never seen that before. And so the money that they give, we then can grow. And I love that business model in that it's no pressure. You're not using a lot of money and any of that. And I think, the way you're organically just growing. I like to show the audience a little, this girl not playing. Look, I'm not even going to start at level 2 and all that. First, next thing I know, look, y'all, I'm going to go from this. Watch this. She running already. Look at this. The girl, I'm going to move this so they can see this. The girl, next thing I know, she had level 4, right, of this organization and just going up, level 2, level 3, level 4. But then I just asked her, I said, oh, you level 4, right? She took them out. No, I'm level 5. Oh, Hercules. I mean, to see you growing in this space and that you've talk about breaking free, like you're literally employing the system. You are one of our leaders. You're helping Papua New Guinea grow. And I just love all that you're doing to just work on teamwork, making the dream work. And it's like nothing. And in addition to what you're doing with your own family and your husband and what have you. And so I guess I kind of want to say, like, what do you think about all of this in terms of, well, what is Australia's crypto ecosystem like? Do you think this is going to be something really new, something that's going to be like revolutionary, something that's adding on to what's already there? Because some societies, some countries are already cryptified. And so this is just kind of adding, but how do you see this playing a role in crypto's ecosystem in Australia?
Yeah, look, that's a really good question. And I think that it's already playing a fairly decent role in a lot of people's lives. I also see that, the government is now taxing us such a high on crypto that if we're going to stay in a centralized system, which is your banking institutions, your government-run departments, working in a job, doing all those things, then we're going to lose a lot of money, like 50%. They're going to start taxing us 50%, I think the figure was that just came out. So it's such an important mindset to understand that if you educate yourself correctly, then more Australians can stop being so skeptical around crypto. And I get it. I was one of them. and start looking at educating yourself, not for trading crypto, but for understanding how the world is changing in this direction. And that is so important. And I just, I'm in a fairly small city, but I just Googled not long before our call today, where we had crypto ATMs, and we've got there's quite a few around this immediate area. So it's definitely already, being modified. I guess the centralized system is being modified, regardless of what the government wants from us in that. So decentralizing ourselves, our future, our monetary value in this world, and also understanding that it's about elevating all of us together, empowering each person one little step at a time, and we just can. I just see such a huge future for so many people here.
Nice. I love that. And some communities talk about how antagonistic their cultures and their societies can be. Do you feel that the feeling in Australia around crypto is an antagonistic reality, or people kind of just comfortably learning? What do you feel about that?
Look, I think it's a mix of both, and breaking free has definitely opened my eyes to see how we can educate so many people. Yeah. But I think there's still for example, yesterday on my Facebook page, somebody put a post under one of my posts about, when I messaged her, I said, what are you trying to sell me? Firstly, you post bomb my post, but what are you trying to sell me? And it was crypto trading. And I said to her, we've known each other for years. I'm really disappointed that you would do that. And she kept going, no, you really loved it. I said, well, you have, I asked the question. You haven't even told me what it is. So they're very private about even disclosing what the company is.
Right, right.
And I said to her, stop being so desperate. Stop post-bombing people's posts. And you've known me long enough to know that I'm not into crypto trading.
Right, right, right.
And so that, you're right. There is very much a split between how people perceive crypto and how people promote crypto.
Right. What I think is going to be good, particularly with you and bringing breaking free to the table. Breaking free will actually define some of that stuff, so people can make an educated decision. You want to do trading, you want to do swapping, you want they don't know the terminology around it, because I think that's where people faltered in the very beginning, is that they did not know the difference. So when somebody says, just give me your crypto and then you could get it about a year later and I'm gonna do blah, they don't really know. They just kind of, but that's the problem. And so I love that we're starting with education and making it so that, okay, wait a minute, you can make some educated decisions around how you do cryptocurrency. We grow Polygon, which I love one of the images that you had. I'm gonna see if I can show that. It's a Polygon. Let me move us to the side. I want to show that, baby. You did a good job at that. Oh, it's too big for us to even see. Look, Polygon. Let me just see real quick. I'm gonna move this banner, baby. Look at this. Oh, crypto, smart contracts, trust. I love it with your fine self. I love it. So you guys see how she's breaking free and teaching people about the crypto Polygon. This is so funny because when I put up your banner, it says crypto marketer, but if you look at the bottom, it says crypto educator. And I think I want to keep them both. I don't want to change one to the thing, because you're helping to educate, no question. But you are marketing very wonderfully. let me show this because I love this. Look, wait, let me pull this to the side. Let me pull us to the side, baby. Let me wait. Look, so you have this whole thing, and I'm gonna move us to the side here real quick.
Mhm.
You have this whole thing where you say women over 50, it's moments of freedom that makes life memorable. Breaking free is the opportunity to help you do this daily. Wow. What is this whole women over 50? I see you always talk about that, which is great because that includes me. I'm up. Go ahead. What made you choose this group for this message?
Yeah, look, I'm very passionate about helping women. And, you know, it's because when I was 61, I found myself with a health issue that I needed to resign from my job. I could no longer do my job. And then I was in retirement 7 years before I could afford to be in retirement.
Okay.
And so it was something that we went through the roller coaster to the point of, do we pack everything up and live in our car type situation.
Okay.
So I desperately wanted to really find a way, and I found a few things, and there's a lot of shiny objects out there. People just come in and then they move on, and that's okay. That's okay if that's what they want.
Yeah.
So I've always been continually looking for something else. And when that happened, we really did find ourselves in a really dark place, mentally, physically, emotionally, because you've got to find something to get through the rental crisis and the high rate of living in a rental property. So it was important that we really did find something. But then I started researching. Did you know that 53% of women between 60 and 70 make up the homeless population in Australia?
Wow.
That's why I'm passionate about that.
I hear you. Wow. Look at that.
Women need to be self-sufficient. What if your husband passes away? Are you going to be able to continue the lifestyle that you have today?
Right.
If that happens,
Right.
that question in itself, you need to think about.
Absolutely. Talk to me about this. What is this? I'm sorry to cut you out, but I really love this, and I want to make sure we don't get past it. Is this 6 million reasons why I said yes to my future? Is that what you're trying to say to us, baby? Is that what you're trying to
Exactly.
Talk to me about that, my darling.
Look, when you go through this system and this platform, and you're so blessed to have so many people yourself giving us weekly, 7-8 calls a week. I think I can't even keep up with you anymore. Yeah, so these are calls that suit everybody around the globe, whether it doesn't matter what hemisphere you're in, what country you're in. This applies to you. Do calls to accommodate everyone.
Sure.
When we see countries like PNG, my master of looking after their team, Betty, is so amazing in helping. Like, she's going to change poverty in PNG because she is a powerhouse and passionate and is moving. Countries that never had this opportunity before. And so Nigeria is another country, like, they've never been able to be, and it's because of their centralized banking institutions and government that stopped them from doing it. It's nothing to do with the fact that they couldn't do it.
Right.
They've had so many frauds and scams and all sorts of things that they literally were blocking the ability for those countries to purchase anything on a credit card. Yeah. And so this is why when you do all these calls to accommodate anybody around the world, and you start seeing how this system works. Do you know, two people that really want to change their future. Like, I know there's so many women out there that are scared, they're fearful because they don't understand it. I invite you to just come and listen to a presentation from you. Just come and listen to how this works, how you explain, money's changing around the globe, how you can start to educate yourself with a decentralized system, how you can start looking at 6 million reasons why you can say yes to your future. Now, I think Tony Bello says this really well, and I use it all the time because it just hit home hard for me.
Okay.
He asked a question, can you afford to lose $5.99? And he said no. Now, Tony is the co-author of the book. He is a programmer, so he literally connected the purchase of the book for $5.99 US dollars to the platform, to the platform where he pays you in Pole once you purchase the book. And he said, so Tony is not a person that, I don't want this to sound bold in a down way.
We love bold. Come on.
Yeah. He could afford to lose $5.99, right? But he says no, because the value of that $5.99 is not the value of what I paid for the book. It's the value of the end result.
Ooh.
And this business is a $6 million business. So I ask all of you, can you afford to lose $5.99, or can you afford to not educate yourself with $5.99 one time only, never pay again?
Yep.
By the way.
Yep.
Can you afford to miss that opportunity and live with poor until the day you die? Poor meaning passing over opportunities regularly. That is my question that I pose to the viewers.
Right.
Because if you cannot afford to miss an opportunity for $5.99, I encourage you to reach out to me and just let's have a conversation.
Look, y'all see that number at the bottom of the screen, right? Contact Donna right at her WhatsApp number right there. And I think it's so important because I'm going to tell you right now, she is rocking and roll with Australia, rocking and roll with Papua New Guinea. Like, I love that you, like myself, we take on leadership where it's needed and we just keep it moving. It's not about the world where, what am I getting paid for this? Or what am I, like, we're literally forging a movement heavily. Like, we're literally, like, you want to talk about a revolutionary movement. I love it. Like, and because nobody's in charge. And I like that we're not fighting anybody. We're not trying to prove ourselves to anybody. We're just literally learning about this new money. And the fact that if you do not know about this new money, you are going to be, I don't know where you're going to be, but it's not going to be a happy place because you're going to still be controlled by sort of a centralized environment. So here's the deal. I want to take a quick commercial break. But when we come back, we're going to just look at some more of your world and making this breaking free message expand. We want to talk a little bit about maybe what families dealing with, because like you said, it ain't just you. I've seen your husband's pictures up in there too. So we want to talk about just the family, how it's growing, but you all don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after these commercial messages, but don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back. Great day. It's your girl Asadah here to introduce a new female solution show called Asadah Says. That's right. Every month we're going to talk about everything I am, from cryptocurrency and financial security to good health and parenting strategies. Come on and talk with me every Tuesday morning from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. And let's do that thing the way Asadah says it should be done. See you then. Peace right here on the Female Solution.
What if you could have bought $1 of Bitcoin in 2009 when it was worth less than $0.01, just a fraction of a penny? That means $1 could have bought you over 1,000 Bitcoin. Fast forward to March 2026. With Bitcoin trading around $70,000 to $80,000, that same $1 could have grown to tens of millions. Now imagine discovering Amazon in 1997, Apple in 1980, or Facebook in 2004, right at the beginning, before the world caught on. History shows us those who recognize change early and take time to understand it are often the ones best positioned for the future. What if the next big shift is already happening right now, and most people still don't see it? Welcome to Breaking Free. Breaking Free is more than a book. It's a movement. Do you know money is changing? Do you know what digital money is? What crypto is? For just $5.99, you receive the Breaking Free ebook and audiobook. And right now, Breaking Free also gifts you crypto for free, giving you access to unlock the app, training, a reward payment system, and more. Inside members receive access to learning resources like AI, crypto, wellness, and practical tools to help you learn, grow, and move forward with confidence. Help educate, motivate, and elevate others while earning crypto rewards. No middleman, no delayed payments, no centralized control, just automated crypto rewards. Just by helping 2 people break free with us, our community grows and more opportunities can open for everyone. If you're ready to learn, and if you want to understand where money is heading, Breaking Free could be exactly what you've been looking for. Speak to the person who sent you this video and book a presentation to learn more. We'll see you on the other side of Breaking Free.
Hercules, I love it. So you see that number at the bottom. My girl, Donna Ferguson, is with me today on Asadah Says. We are rocking and rolling, talking about this crypto, talking about this breaking free movement. I'm going to bring her right back on stage. Thank you so much for being here, Donna. This is really just so enlightening in terms of just looking out and looking in to what your passion is, right? Number one. Number two, I want to hear the description of how you go from skeptical to non-skeptical. Like, how did that, like, what is that? Like, that, is that an overnight thing? Is that what really was the thing that made you not question anymore and come out of being skeptical?
Do you know, it may not have been overnight, but it was very fast. And the reason that I say that is because when we're learning about, crypto and Polygon and educating ourselves on what's happening around the world, and you're seeing all this information that I wouldn't normally have seen, because, it's like your, what do you call it? The RAT or RET, when you see, say you want to buy a car and then all of a sudden you see that car everywhere. So, it's like I'm seeing all this information being shared through this incredible community. And your eyes start to widen and you go, is this for real? Is that really what's happening? Different countries that are implementing crypto tellers in bank systems, and other countries have banks that are, say for Australia, charging 50% tax on crypto earnings. So the simplification on your presentations, firstly, that was the first thing I was like, Now I understand what a blockchain is. Like, I still didn't get it for years. A smart contract, I didn't understand that. And I've gone back and actually purchased the full version of the Breaking Free book, which is a choice. You don't need to do that, by the way, which was $9.99, not $5.99. And that education in there, like, man, and you can listen to that book. It's not just you don't read, you can listen to it as well. It's audio as well. So you can choose the way that you want to listen to it when you're driving, or, when you're doing something, doing the housework, put the book on, put your ears in, and there's so much that you can do with it. So was it overnight? Not quite, but it was really fast.
Nice.
Because I went from years of not having a damn clue to going, now I get it.
Got it. Which is great for me to hear, because I am there doing these webinars 7 times a week. And it started off just a little bit, but by you guys coming from all over the world, the demand to get the word out, I just took on that onus, because I'm like, yo, we got to do it. And at a certain part of the day, it was good for this part of the world. But then at a certain time for this, so I love it. I feel like I'm willing to train whoever wants to come to the table, and we're going to be doing this more and more. I love what Papua New Guinea's doing. They're having these breaking free parties, and it's like, what? So they're like getting like 10 or 15 people together who sit down, get out their phones, and they join. And the fact that they're joining without even seeing presentations. A lot of time they come to the presentation after the party. But the point is, once you come to me, you get the clarity. But boy, is it creating, like, the mission of it is creating a wildfire of activity on a daily basis. And I love watching you guys like upgrade, and just really be able to take in more money. So for you, how does your family envision this? Because a lot of times families just not supportive. When they see you doing things, they want to wait. I'll wait and see what you do. That's because they know you they know all the parts of you. But talk a little bit about where you see this in terms of your family, and how are they responding to you and crypto and breaking free?
My family's still very skeptical about the things that I do, because for years they didn't actually know what I did. All those multi-level marketing programs that we've joined, and, all the different things that we've been in, and, they just don't get it. And I'm also a coach, like a mindset coach. So I run a school community as well, where I help people to literally build a whole new wealth identity by tapping into that nervous system and really breaking through all the old, programming, thoughts, mindset, not even from conditioning and programming, but from, generational lineage that comes in. So I do a lot of work, a lot deeper than just, learning about this. And so they didn't even understand what I did, in coaching for years, and which I find really funny, really. My sister said to me once, something like, "Oh yeah, how much do you charge for your coaching?" And I told her, she goes, "Oh, I don't think I need that much help." I was like, well, that's exactly why you need that much help, right?
So funny. Right. Hilarious.
But my husband, he's very different. He's very supportive. I think, that's so important.
Yeah.
And I said to him, look, I'm going to put you in. And he's like, oh, just do whatever. Like, whatever you think. If you think it works, if you think it's good, I'm like, it is. It's good. Well, you've seen, I think he's level 3 now.
Yeah, I think he's level 4, actually.
See, there you go.
I think he's level 4. Yeah.
Yeah. So, master. Yeah, master. That's right.
Yeah, level 4. Yeah.
We put our kids in a lot of things that we do, but they don't even know they're in it. So it's working to the point of you know, and I'm so grateful that we now had that opportunity to put more of our family members into this on one device. Because when I first started, you started, we couldn't do that.
Yeah.
And so for me, that's super important because, you know, that's the gift that we give them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whenever it develops to whatever it is, you know, like whatever income that they earn from it, that's the gift we can give them.
I think we should liken it to when you buy a young person a trust, or you buy them, they used to buy bonds or whatever, you know, so that they could appreciate over the years. And this is similar in that you place your family members, whether they overstand it or not, in line to get this crypto accumulating for them, so that you can turn around and it's like, whoa, I got a wallet for you already with this amount of crypto in it. And I got a wallet for you already with this amount of crypto in it. And so I love that we have a tool that allows us to grow some money, because we know outside of that, we might have had respective jobs, but so what? Like, you know, and we make different amounts of money, but now we can have this in place and actually be accumulating cryptocurrency for ourselves and the people that we love, and really use it as a plan. Like, that's how I see this. This is a financial plan. Like, this is not anything you used to. I tell people, throw away all the concepts that you have about how a system like this works, throw it out, and then just come and deal with this. Because first of all, like you said, you're going to pay one time for a book. And I recommend the $9.99 book to get the full knowledge, right? But then once you get the full knowledge, your money is going to be growing at the same time. And that's not even counting the value of the coin. We don't even look at that. We just keep growing it, growing it, and growing it, you know. But what is your ideal scene for this? Like, what would you ultimately want to see for your environment when it comes to cryptocurrency, whether that be your neighborhood, your country, family? What's the ideal scene for you?
That's such a huge question, isn't it? Really? Like, it's huge. Let me say this. When I first heard that cash was going, you know, cash was always king and now cash is not so much king. We know the background behind that with education. When I think of that, and I think of my mum, she's 92 years old and she still does a lot of stuff. She still drives, she still goes out, but she cannot handle change. Change for her is hard. Thankfully, I don't think she'll be around when bank accounts are gone. I think that that's a blessing, because I would have to help her deal with that, and that is very challenging. But when it comes to our future of not needing banks anymore, because we are not going to be living in that centralized system, then I think that education that we get right now, one, keeps us fully informed all the time, because we have this community that keeps bringing it. They keep educating, they keep sharing. But number two, I think that beyond anything else, we are one step ahead of the wave of how money's changing and the effects of that. I can tell you myself, I do not want to get caught out living and relying on the financial institutions the day that they disappear.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't want to be you don't want to be dependent on that at all.
No, no,
Yeah, yeah. And you don't want to be at the whim of these organizations that have their own plans. They do have plans. And which leads me kind of to, like, you've said it a few times in this conversation about taxation and crypto. And I just want to make clear to people that there is what's called decentralized crypto and centralized crypto.
Yes.
Even on the American tax forms, they say, how much Bitcoin did you make last year? What people don't know, they don't know that they can't even track that Bitcoin. If you tell them I made 10,000 in Bitcoin last year, guess what? They can't even prove it. So how can you tax it? Like, they don't know that people don't know that the answer to how much did you make in Bitcoin last year should be none of your doggone business. Because it's decentralized. Now, if you had XRP or one of these other centralized coins, they do have their eyes on that, right? You're going to have crypto that's going to come from the central banks. They're going to have their eyes on that. But if you over here making Bitcoin, Ethereum, Polygon, and these decentralized coins, I love when Tony Bello, the author of Breaking Free, says this. He says that when they talk about regulation, he said you can't regulate what you can't see. He said the only thing they can regulate is your mind.
Yeah.
And so if they're gonna scare you with regulation, talking about you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do crypto, I'm like, they don't even see that money. They don't know what you're doing. So don't be afraid about no regulation when it doesn't apply to your decentralized money. If you got your money in Coinbase or something like that, that is a centralized organization, then you're playing in their game. But when you got your own wallet with your own money, then nobody gets to see that. And it's unauthorized access and all of that. If you haven't been to one of my webinars, y'all come. It's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Yeah. Because you'll learn a lot. But I love that you're always there. I love that you are taking this data in. It's always meant a lot to me that when you say things like, I was in crypto for years, but I didn't understand these things. Yeah. Now to see that you understand it, what does it make you feel like now, knowing what you know about crypto? Talk about the manifestation of you knowing.
So I think the first thing is I started to feel confident about the knowledge that I had. And so therefore, if somebody did have a question, I would feel confident to be able to answer.
Yeah.
In the sense of, this is what I can tell you, but come to the webinar.
Yeah.
But with confidence. And that in itself is empowering.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We talk about the 4 E's. We talk about education, elevation, empowerment, and earning.
Nice.
And there's that. It doesn't get any harder than those 4 things.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
People love to complicate life and, things that they do. And part of my coaching, especially a few years ago, was, why do you want to complicate your life? It's simple.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
And so is this.
Oh, and so is this. And that's what I love, because I've been in the crypto world and they've all been pretty decent, the environments, but the simplicity of this environment, bar none. Like, it's too, like the fact that we have a book, it's almost like we have a textbook. I liken this to crypto college a lot of times. It's like, you're learning terms, you're overstanding, like, now what decisions you can make. And we're not scared to talk about it. When this lady said to me a few weeks ago, oh, crypto is scary, her fear comes from simply not knowing. Like, get the Breaking Free book and read it. And the benefit is, even if you're watching it, get the Breaking Free book. But the benefit is that you'll get money back from doing so.
Yeah.
The
You have
authors,
to value it.
they're, say it again, say it again.
You have to value it. You have to value every part of it. It's all of it. Because when you value it, you could treat that like you paid $100,000 for it.
Yeah.
Or $35,000, which some people charge for programs, you know. Value it that. And this will take you places you never even thought possible.
I'm telling you, I never thought it was possible for me to be sitting here rapping with Australia and Papua New Guinea every day. Like I'm talking to you guys every day. I talk to people across the world more than I talk to Americans on a daily basis. When I'm waking up in the morning, I know you guys have homework for me to do. And I'm so happy that when I'm waking up, y'all get ready to go to bed, because I need time to process all the new people that you're sending me and all the new registrations and and it's so beautiful, because for me personally, I'm like, I'm helping to shift home economies on the other side of the world. Whoa. Yes. Whoa, that's huge. So when we look back at what we created, but then look forward to what we're getting ready to create, unreal and outstanding is all I really have to say. So team wise, your team is composed of who are the people that have joined you in terms of like you reaching out and saying blah or blah, and how do you do that? Like, what are you, because your team is growing fast, so what does that mean? Are you just like got people that are really on it, or like how is it, how are you communicating to get so many people joining you in this endeavor?
I think, I've built relationships with people over the years, and we're still very connected through social media and a few other things. And what I found was I started posting and people were curious. And these were the people that I would have normally talked about, say, traditional network marketing, whatever it might have been. And so then I would just have a conversation and say, look, I'd love for you to join Asadah on a webinar where she will explain all that. And some of them are just like, I'm way too busy for that. Let's just start. Like,
oh, wow. Okay.
They're just so busy. Let's just sign up. So that's a handful of them. And then, but I have people, Canada, US, New Zealand. I got people in Philippines coming on. I've got Australians. I've got people coming on in South Africa. There's people everywhere. And what I would say is some of those people I have built great relationship with, and I have said to them, I would love for you to have a look at this for one reason, because things are changing. And you're like, one of mine is a 74-year-old, I think, in Canada. Okay. She's working hard, and she's had a recent diagnosis. And I said to her, what happens when you can't literally show up and do what you do anymore? What then? What's next?
Yeah.
And she said, well, that's where my fear lies. And I said, well, let me invite you to start breaking free.
Ooh, let me invite you to start breaking free. Go ahead, Donna, baby. Go ahead. I know that's y'all hear her, right? That's right.
Yeah. So that was one person in particular, because she does work really hard, long hours, like.
Yeah.
Then there's another one that I have, and she's like, no, you can't do that.
Okay.
She like desperately needed to make some money. I said, look, I know your situation.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I've got to offer.
Mm-hmm.
How can I help you start?
Okay. I love it.
And she said, well, bring it, let's go. And so we started.
See, what I want you all that are watching, or what I want you all to realize, is the simplicity by which Donna is communicating. She's listening to their scenario first. What are they going through? They're coming up with situations where they obviously want to break free from certain realities. And then what does she offer? Breaking free. Duh. So I'm just saying it can be that easy to come aboard and be able to offer what we have here and how it can help you build whatever you want to build. And we don't, you don't see us stressed. You don't see us desperate. We just know we got a good thing. Yeah. And that's that. So we only got 2 minutes left. Can you believe it or not? Give me 2 minutes. Give me some advice. You are a coach. You are an educator, a marketer, all of those things. Give 2 minutes of advice to, or you know what I'm saying. Give it to them, baby. Whatever you want to leave them with.
Look, what I would say is if you are living with the fear of not knowing what your future holds for you, then reach out to me and just know that this was so simple. I've been in stuff, like I've done stuff that is hard. When I say you do not need tech skills, I mean you do not need to set up the rest of your website to personalize it. I don't mean that you need to do all this stuff to get the word out. I literally mean pick up your phone. Let me ask you to download an app. And then let's go to the website and purchase the book. That's it. Click a button after that. We're done. You're in. You've started. That. And then log in every day. When you're ready to upgrade, you click a button. Like honestly, you don't work 10 hours a day. You literally are having conversations or putting a post up on social media. That's it. Like I usually do 2 to 3 posts a day. On Facebook, I put a couple up on TikTok. That's it.
Nice.
Like, how long does that take?
Yeah. You are a master, darling, and you're literally growing daily. Well, I want to thank you for coming on Asadah Says, talking about this crypto revolution that we're a part of. And let's just keep it going, girl. This is a beautiful thing. I'm so glad you're one of my Aussie girls and that, we're growing together. And I thank you for being here today, my darling. You have done a wonderful job at getting us so clear on the breaking free energy that is needed everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. It's needed. And, that's what we're here for, to help anybody, women over 50 particularly. This is perfect for you. This is something that you can't afford to overlook.
That's right. Yeah. And y'all see her number at the bottom. So make sure you get it and WhatsApp her, baby. Thanks, guys, for being here and for joining us in this recording of the show. Mwah. We love you much and see you next Tuesday. Peace. Have a good one.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
We've come to the end of our show today. If you missed any broadcasts, go to our website for the audio and video archives at www.thefemalesolution.com. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to thank all of you who participated in today's discussions. And to our global family joining us from all around the world, we say thank you. To our family in China, xie xie. India, dhanyavad. Japan, arigato. Korea, kamsamnida. Russia, spasiba. Germany, danke. Poland, dziękuję. France, merci. Spain, gracias. Italy, grazie. Egypt, shukran. Ghana, madasi. Nigeria, eshe. South Africa, ngiyabonga. Senegal, jaref. Kenya, Asante. Israel, Toda. Pakistan, Shukriya. Afghanistan, Tashakur. Saudi Arabia and Palestine, Shukran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Thank you, and may peace be upon you and the mercy of God and God's blessings.